Hi, it's Bill, the Knee Pain Guru, and here's how the Quit Your Quack Pain Relief Program can help when you have challenges with scar tissue. Now, this could be after surgery. You don't necessarily have to have had surgery in order to have issues with scar tissue. What happens is there is generally some sort of trauma, and scar tissue starts building up with the knee, and you are suffering with range of motion. So to get outside of a comfortable range of motion and to break down the scar tissue, it's very painful, very painful. And generally what happens is if you're going to physical therapy, they're trying to push through the pain. If you're looking at not being successful in physical therapy, the doctors are suggesting manipulation under anesthesia in an attempt to break down that scar tissue to increase your range of motion. Either way, you have issues with scar tissue. This program is going to be different because we're not leading with the breaking down of the scar tissue. We're going to lead with comfort to increase the range of motion. So we're going to put the cart before the horse, so to speak. Your comfortable range of motion, just that movement of the joint when your knee becomes comfortable, is going to break down the scar tissue and increase the range of motion on its own. It's not the scar tissue that's causing the pain. It's the irritation of the nerves in the knee that are telling the knee it isn't safe to move in that range of motion. Your body produces scar tissue as a result of protecting the knee joint from the experience of pain. The more we can get your knee comfortable, the more the knee joint relaxes. The more the knee joint relaxes, the more the range of motion and mobility begins to increase in the knee. Now, here's a secret that not a lot of conventional approaches are going to talk about or address that we will address in the Quit Your Quack program. And that is the role the hips and the lower back play in the range of motion in the knee. The body is a series of pulleys and levers. And in order to get full range of motion in the knee, you also have to have the hip freed up. And when the hip is holding tension, and it always does as a result of protecting that knee because it doesn't want to experience the pain, the tension in the hip and in the lower back as a result of the body compensating to protect the knee limits the range of motion in the knee. So we're not only going to look at the scar tissue in the knee, getting the knee more comfortable so it can break down the scar tissue on its own, we're going to look at what's going on in the hips and the lower back to free that up so it makes it easier to walk, easier to move, easier to stand up, easier to sit down, make your life easier, getting in and out of a car. We have a three-step approach that we look at. First is comfort. And we just talked about that, creating comfort in your knee. But then we have two more steps in the process of getting you, one, breaking down the scar tissue, getting you completely pain-free, and to be able to move around and live the life you want. So the first step is comfort. That's on a physical level. The second is diet. What I'm talking about is inflammation. When there is systemic inflammation, not only in the knee, but inflammation in the entire body, it affects the ability of the body to break down the scar tissue. It affects the speed at which the body heals. So we'll look at a few components in that. One is going to be nutrition, which is going to be huge. Foods that help reduce inflammation and avoiding foods that promote inflammation. We're also going to look at hydration, your water intake. Your body, it's not just enough to drink more water. Your body has to be able to absorb the water that it is drinking so you aren't running to the bathroom every 5 minutes. The other thing we're going to look at is breathing, which controls the state of the nervous system and the amount of inflammation that happens in the body, in your leg, in your knee, as well as supplementation. What specific supplements that'll help you sleep better, that'll help you move easier, that'll address the pain when it presents itself, that isn't going to destroy your organs in the process. The next piece, the third step we're going to look at is going to be mindset. The reality of it is getting out of knee pain, increasing the range of motion, breaking down your scar tissue your scar tissue is not going to be linear. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. And on the good days, we need to focus on watching out for self-sabotage, which will throw you back into pain. We want to avoid that self-sabotage on the good days, and then you'd want to give up. And then on the bad days, when you wake up, your knee is sore, your knee is tight, your knee is swollen, whatever is going on in there, to continue to focus on steps 1 and 2, which is creating comfort and reducing the inflammation. And what that does is it shortens the duration of the bad day. It's a very systemic approach. You get customized support twice per week in an individualized Facebook group. All of those details are on the next page, but I just wanted you to know exactly how we would work with scar tissue, breaking down the scar tissue in your knee and increasing the range of motion so you can enjoy the life you want to live and you don't have to worry about your knee. So this is Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru, thanking you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the program.